Hello everyone, this is Vivek Gupta. So I will explain you about my stock market prediction assignment using sentiment analysis. So first of all, what we are doing is we're pre-processing the sentiments, that is the news headlines. And next up, what we are doing is we're calculating the price movement, whether the price is increasing or decreasing or increasing, basically the trend of it. And then we are applying a well-known method called LSTM, that is very much popular in case of prediction, stock market prediction tasks. So we'll go through each segment of it. And so we'll start with the sentiment pre-processing file. So here three main libraries are used, like NLTK, Fader, and TextBlock. So using that, what we're doing is we're just first reading the headlines as a data frame, and we're filtering out the data from 2009, and then based on this headline text, what we're doing first, we're cleaning this data and then applying Fader, text block, and calculating the sentiments. Next up, what so we'll show that first. So here the cleaning phase is going on. So we're removing the numbers and all. And then we're removing the URLs and the pictures. Next, next up, we are removing the stop words here in this function. Now, here we are calculating the text block sentiment. The text block sentiment has been calculated. Now the subjectivity is also calculated. Next, we'll drop those records which contains zero subjectivity and zero block sentiment. So this is because they are not useful. So we came around 7 lakh 79 7 lakh 92,000 records. Next up, we are calculating the valid sentiment. So valid sentiment has been calculated here. So in case of news or articles, what we see nowadays that there are paid promotion or AdWords, so that has some weightage as well. So to process that, we are considering this many AdWords, and the effect of it on the sentiment score will try to modify it. So next up, and this will calculate how many ad count and AdWords are present. So these values will be used to during calculating the daily weightage of it. So this ad classifier, whether that piece of record is whether it's an ad or not. So simply we are calculating it using the ad count. If the ad count is greater than 1, then we'll say that this is a ad, otherwise it's not. So we are seeing that there are only 25 records that are those are ads. Otherwise, others are not ads. So now these keywords are also important in case of the weightage. So we use these words to update the sentiments. These are key keywords that might inflate the market trend. Now we'll see how. So the largest 5 key count values are also shown. So next up is, so we need an index to, because in this case we are analyzing day by day, so we have to group the data into day format. So for that we're using pandas grouper. To group it, we need date time index and the column. So we are creating an index here, and this is the daily weight. How my daily weight does this key keywords in the ad will incorporate in our analysis. So we are calculating that. Next up, we'll see uh, this one. So here, based on the daily weight, we are updating the sentiment value if that is not 0. Otherwise, we are simply making it to, we're not changing it, the sentiment score. Now here we'll just group the values by day and for each features, and this will be used later in the modeling part. So the movement classifier, what is it is, we are trying to say whether the sentiment is upward or downward. That's it. So here we are calculating the difference between this. Suppose if the price goes up next day, then it would be the difference, the movement is 1, otherwise 0. Now the sentiments processed, we have processed the data, and now we will be using it in the price section. So we'll be saving for our future. So it is saved as sentiment process data, or CSV file was saved, and now we'll use this information, the price information, to have a combined data set which will be used to train our model. So let's look at the prices section. So this is a file where will merge the price and the sentiments calculated in the previous step. So we first read the data, and then we're using this clues column to see the price movement. So if you see here, the value is 70.410. However, this value is 0.489. So the difference between the value is increasing the next day. So it is known as a positive movement. So we'll create a column called movement, which will contain the value 1 in this case. So this is the we are doing the analysis on using this column only. So we're checking whether it is the rows which contains null will just dropping those. So after that, the data set contains just 1 2 4 5 number of rows in the price section. So now the same concept will apply. We'll just day by day combine this information and try to merge it with the sentiments. So the same thing, grouping it. After grouping, we're in the same way we're calculating the movement, and after the movement is calculated, this data will be merged using the sentiment process data. See, the price is processed and the sentiment already processed in the previous step. We just combine this using this time column on this time column. So after the merge, we will just save the data set as a CSV file, so that it can be used in the training section of our model. Now we'll see our LSTM model. So this is the final part of the assignment, where we'll just use the calculated features and try to see how our models perform. So these are the features considered. So this is our target variable movement. So next up, to apply the LSTM model, we should scale our data. So we're using a min max scaler to scale it. And next up, we'll just and also you can't, if you directly apply the feature values, you won't get some meaningful result. To make it the model will perform better if you make the data into a series supervised in the series supervised form. So here we are just converting our features into a series supervised form. You see that this is the series supervised form, and these features will be used to train our model. So we are using a bidirectional LSTM model. So LSTM will be used here. We're just splitting the data here, and once this is the 80-20 split, and after splitting it, some data would be also used for validation as well. We'll see it later. So this is the bidirectional LSTM which drop out as 0.2, and our loss function is binary cross on entropy. Next up is I say data earlier, right? That we'll be using a validation set for improving our model, and this is where the validation set is. And once we fit the model, this shows the summary, and here we'll see the training loss based on each epoch, how it behaves. So you can see that there is not much improvement in the training loss. This is because the LSTM network requires a lot of data to train on. So in this case, we have just 1 to 4, 5 number of rows max. So this why the model, the training loss is quite high. So you can see the RMS is quite high, it's 0.497. But with this also we'll see how with this small amount of data how much accurate it is. So when we evaluate the test set, we'll see that the accuracy is around 0.55, which is quite decent in my view. And this is a confusion matrix generated. So how much correctly classified uh, trends. So we can see it from here. So this was it. It was a very nice and learning project for me. Thank you.